Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And this is for love for the week of August 16th through August 22nd, 2026. Out of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have the Star card, the Strength card, the Three of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Cups coming out. So definitely feeling as though you're moving into this week, Scorpio, feeling a little bit heavy hearted. You could definitely be feeling stuck. Not only seeing that Eight of Swords there with that energy accompanying a feeling of stuck, but I also feel that because as I was shuffling the cards for the cards to come out, it took a long time for the cards to come out for me as I was shuffling. And so I feel as though this is an energy where you may have been also looking toward the past quite frequently, getting caught up in the emotion of the past. A lot of the cards kept flipping to face the opposite direction and then not falling out as I was shuffling. So um, you could be feeling, as a result of all of that, as though you are just pulling through, like you're just getting by, working through the emotional resentment, the weight of the resentment of the past that comes in. And I think that this is really where you may have felt wronged by the past, right? And this is what's weighing you down. And it's time for you to work through that shadow part of yourself to really get to the bottom of it, get to the root of why you might be feeling that way. Okay. I think that all in all, I think this is where you are hurting more than the other person because you're holding on to this resentment, you're angry about something, and that's hurting you way more than you holding that grudge against that person, right? And I think that by working through some of this, it'll help you to just travel a little lighter and to have a lighter energy. I do feel as though the anger that you're holding on to, or the thoughts, feelings of betrayal that you're holding on to, it really contributes to a diffuse energy. I feel like you're um, maybe having trouble focusing, right? Your mind is kind of split. You're focused for a minute and then it comes back and it creeps back into your mind and into your focus. It can leave you feeling tired. And when we have that scattered energy, that really affects our abilities to be able to manifest. It affects our manifestation energy. And that's not just in general life manifestation energy. That's the manifestation energy you need going forward to call in your next partner, right? And the love that you deserve, right? And so um, once this transpires, once you're able to get through that, work through that emotion so that you can release it, it's in essence allowing you to turn the page, right? Start the next chapter of your beautiful love story. And that's the energy that's coming in with us. It's great. I think that at some point, though, you may feel as though you've been stuck in this energy for a while and you may not necessarily know how to get out of it, but by you being stuck in that, it's kind of forced you to work through that emotion. And I feel like it'll just happen like one day, the weight will feel lifted. The weight will come up off your shoulders. It's almost as if your blockages, things that you've been working through, those emotional blockages have really started to lift. And one day you'll wake up and just notice that, you know what? It feels a little lighter and it doesn't feel so bad. And I feel like I can work with this. This is manageable, right? And in fact, it might lift like all of a sudden you get clarity about the situation and it might feel like you've been startled awake, like you're jolted awake, okay? And so that's going to shift you in that space into a very high vibration, a high frequency, right? You're able to vibrate a little higher, not holding on to those feelings. Those are very low vibrational type of feelings that you have to work through. It makes you who you are, it gives you the depth that you're wanting as you move forward into a relationship so you can show up as your full self, right? We don't need to look outwardly for that. It's all something that's built within, and that's how you can show up in your next relationship, which is a beautiful energy. So you're going to be working with the solar plexus, a lot of yellows here coming in with us, right? And your aura could even be yellow. It's that high frequency energy. And I think that this is like the dawning of the new day, right? So, working with that solar plexus chakra, it's really going to help you to tap into that wisdom, that intellect, that sudden clarity, and a lot of confidence to really burn away a lot of that resentment. Okay. I think that in the past, this relationship you were in, it may have been somebody that you were dealing with that was a little bit heavy handed. And I mean that in the way that when it was like they laid down the law and what they said goes, right? It was a little bit where this person may have been a little controlling, may have really tried to put you into a space where they wanted you to dress and act a certain way, right? They might have implemented a little bit of guilt trips and stuff to try to get you to kind of comply with what it is that their will was. And so it kind of left you in a space, right, where you were muted a bit, right? And I think that that's really um, where you got pushed into things sometimes. And I think that that energy is flipping now. The word reciprocal kind of comes in with that, and where what was on the bottom now goes on the top, right? And so you're moving into an energy of not feeling inferior to anybody, right? You're an equal. And so you're moving to the top of that. You're moving to the top. And I think that this is really putting you in a space, Scorpio, where the timing is right, right? The timing is right for you to wade back into these waters, so to speak, on this star card here on the top, um, because it's really pushing you into a space where you're ready to confront some of those feelings, right? That water is very representative of the emotion that we go through. So you're ready to test the waters, even maybe in love, right? It's like lukewarm water, and it's time to dip your toe in, put your feet in the water, and see how you feel, and feel your way through all of it. And I think that you could be one decision away from your whole life changing, right? I think one decision that you make could really cause a domino effect going forward. And I think that that could have to do with some form of a leap of faith that you have to take, right? You could feel called to move. This, for some people, would represent a physical move. Perhaps you are moving to a new area, wanting a fresh start. It has a lot to do with other movement as well, right? When we talk about working with our energies and releasing some of those blockages, we have to be able to then process them in our emotional bodies and our physical bodies. And so, really doing a lot of exercise, making sure you're getting plenty of water intake, spending time in nature, things like that is really going to help to clear that energy out and really create space for something new, the newer emotions, right? Flush out all of those other feelings that you are having and bring in new energy, new emotion, new adventures, right? And I think that that's really where it's going to progress into progress, right? Your movement is going to lead you to progress, right? Where you're letting go of some of the resentments, you're taking steps in the direction of your dreams, steps in the direction of your goals that you have in terms of your love life, right? And I think that the combination of all of these actions then will lead you to exactly where you need to be, right? And so it'll bring you into a space where you're calling in all that you deserve, right? And I think that this is um, something that you've wanted. I think uh, it'll land you exactly where you want to be, honestly, okay? So I think it would be more like the feeling that comes in with this is like a right place, right time type of energy. And that is exactly what's needed. It's a recipe for success, really coming in here feeling as though this is going to put you around the people that vibrate a little higher. These are going to be the people that your next level, you're leveling up, right? That new chapter. So you're calling in new people, but it's going to lead you into a space where you could be meeting new people, the right place, the right time, right? And I think that, um, I don't want you to be afraid of putting yourself out there, because that is really important for you at this time. Okay. I think there's a lot of excitement around this as it comes in. This energy doesn't feel forced, right? It feels very easy, and there's nobody that you have to chase. You do not have to chase a feeling, you do not have to chase a person, right? You understand that you are whole as you are. You've been actually really rather enjoying your independence, I feel. And so moving into this, you have to adopt a little bit of a mindset, a new mindset, right? For your new energies you're embodying, as that what's meant for you will find its way to you, and you just have to trust that it's on its way, right? So, with this independent energy that comes in with that, it's important for you, Scorpio, to be mindful of you embodying your independence so much that it almost closes your heart off, right? It leaves you in a space where you could be feeling very guarded, like, you know what, I'm independent, I don't need anybody. So there's a sense that you may feel as though you don't need anybody, but um, maybe feeling as though you have to keep your heart closed in order to stay safe, but it is completely safe to let your guard down. Okay, you have the strength within you to get yourself through anything. Okay, so you can see this Nine of Cups here. This person has their arms crossed over their chest, it's guarding their heart. Okay, but you have the strength. You have the ability to get you through all of these energies. Anything that is presented to you, you can get through, because there's a lot of beauty in the pain. Okay, everything that you've gone through, it becomes a catalyst to break you wide open and really let that light in with all this yellow energy, all the lights just coming in, and it's pouring in, and you're working through that pain, because now there's no place for that pain to hide. It's come to the surface, it's illuminated, and you're letting all of that light in. And so your scars are not a mistake, okay? This is what reveals to you the depth that you have. That's why you can feel so deeply. And so you carry this wisdom with you on this journey. And it's absolutely taking you to where you want to go, to the levels, to the depths of the connections that you're hoping to call in. So beautiful energy here for you, Scorpio. I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, thank you so much for each and every one of you for tuning in for this reading. Thank you for your time and energy. If you feel called, or if you would like a little bit more of clarity around this situation that you're working through, please don't hesitate to check out your other signs, right? You're going to check out your sun, moon, and rising sign. So your Venus, where your Venus is. And so beautiful energy. Thank you so much. And I'll be back with another read for you guys again soon. Take care.